Well, welcome back. Well, after a decade of living under a conservatorship controlled by her father, things are about to change for Britney Spears. Jamie Spears, her father, agreeing to step down as conservator, according to new court filings. In a statement, Britney's attorney calls this a major victory. He says after 13 years of the status quo, it was time for Mr. Spears to be suspended or removed. Joining me right now is asset protection attorney Ann-Margaret Carrozza. Great to see you. And Ann, thanks very much for being here. Ann-Margaret, your thoughts on what we've learned with Jamie Spears now stepping down. How significant is this?
Well, I think it's huge, and it's really a total surprise, especially in light of the judge's very recent refusal when Britney Spears applied for an expedited order to have her father removed in advance of the upcoming September hearing. So it's really surprising that he agreed to do this, but I think that he is going to have to account for every single transaction that has occurred over the course of the past 13 years.
Wow, that's a big deal. Who do you think is going to step in now and be the conservator?
Well, I think Britney has scored a few victories this past year. She was allowed to hire her own counsel. So we're seeing some movement, and she's scored a win with her father agreeing to step down. And I think at the upcoming September hearing, she's going to be making a very strong case that she does not need a conservatorship anymore. And I think one of the most significant arguments that I would be making on her behalf is that way back when the guardianship was imposed, it was a voluntary guardianship. So she can argue that she was well aware that she needed some help back then. So she should be credited with being able to tell the court that she feels she does not need that type of help now. But she's sort of arguing in the alternative. She's saying in the event that she is deemed to still need a conservatorship, that she wants a CPA to take the helm.
And an independent voice rather than her father. I mean, I think it's absurd that she doesn't have access to her own money at this point. She's able to go get on stage and give shows, and she's 40 years old at this point. Dagan McDowell, you want in? Jump in.
Hey, Margaret, you mentioned the review of all the transactions going back to the start of this conservatorship. But this is a legal arrangement, and a judge throughout its duration has overseen what was going on, correct? So why would there need to be a review of the transactions? And I know that Britney Spears is forced by law in California to pay the legal fees of her father because he's the conservator, but that's just, it's ridiculous, but that's just the law in the state.
Yeah, so there are two types of review. So as a former state legislator, I was involved with New York's version of the conservatorship laws. And there are two types of accountings. There's an annual accounting required every year, and there's a difference between judges as to what level of detail those annual accountings must give. So Britney and her legal team have seen all of these accountings, and they allege that they don't tell the whole story. So when a conservator is removed or resigns, they're required by the laws of every state to render a full-blown total accounting. And it could be that Judge Brenda Penny says, you know what, you didn't give us enough detail in those accountings during the prior years.
All right, Margaret, great to see you. Ann-Margaret Carrozza, we appreciate your insights this morning. Thank you.